Well, knife it is. I'm gonna use this one, and I think that I'm gonna invert this sky. I think well, not quite invert it. I'm gonna have some light down here lower, and then we'll just fade it off towards the top. And I'm not sure I was right to do. I'm not fond of my design. I'm just gonna let's just see. I'll just stop talking and let's just see. A little bit of raw umber, cobalt blue, alizarin crimson. I've snuck in a little bit of yellow ochre in places too. But I have this line in the water, and then a far shore, and then the distant hills. So I think it might behoove me to continue with that notion across the painting. And on this one, I'm going to make no strong attempt, certainly in the sky, to allow sky to show through. If some does, that's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine. It's all good. Like the last painting I did, like the last video I did, I'll just take you with me as things are going. That way we won't end up with 30 videos on one painting. But of course, this is a much smaller painting, so the reality is it takes far less time to do. And it's a bit of a break. I'm not minding for a change to do something a little bit smaller. I suppose I'm going to try again. I often do that. I try to make a painting a little looser. Usually, well, almost always they end up tightening up on me. Which is okay. Ultimately, the painting just has to turn out reasonably well, that's all. There. See, I'm sticking with those same colors I just described, but if you put in more cobalt blue and more yellow ochre and raw umber and less alizarin crimson, you end up with a few shots of greenish sky. And if you back off on the cobalt blue and the yellow ochre, you end up with a little more purple. And if you dump in a whole bunch of yellow ochre with that purple, you have a warm purple, and eventually it gets to an orangey, or well, a warmish yellow. Love it. switch to the smaller knife again when I start. Well, will I? Yeah, probably will switch to the smaller knife when I start cutting around these trees. Yeah, for a few strokes anyway. Now we just put a shot or two of alizarin crimson and straight raw umber. Give it a sort of a bit of warm pinky stuff. Take some of that raw umber and yellow ochre raw umber and alizarin crimson and turn that pinky stuff even warmer. And then we just throw some yellow ochre in the pile. And we go warmer yet. Okay, I better reload my palette. I didn't put near enough paint on here, considering I'm working with a knife. Okay, we've reloaded, and I actually have to charge my battery up a little bit. So that's done now. So what I'd like to do, I think we're going to end the sky around there somewhere. And these colors, I would like to bring them up in a few spots as well. And in fact, go in here lighter. I think, you know, like colors like this, that's great. I'll put them down here. That's what I'll do. Yeah, okay. So, more of that beautiful cobalt blue and alizarin crimson and yellow ochre, and you know, keeping it toned down. I'm going to grab my little knife, my smaller knife, not my littlest knife, tiniest knife, and I think we'll just cut more accurately around these trees. And now is the time to make them interesting. If you want them interesting. If you don't want them interesting, then, you know, Okay, that's a little bit light to start with. So I don't know if you like me doing things this way, I like just taking you along and sort of trying to explain my thoughts as I go. I know it's handy sometimes just to speed things up, and then you see progress more quickly. You might find it gets a bit tedious if I run it all at slow speed, but I think for the bulk of this painting, I'll take you along at a slower speed, and you can let me know what you think in the comments, okay? All right. All right, now yeah, that's an okay shape, I think. That's a pretty good shape. I like that for the distant shore there. All right. Now let's put a little more life up here. We're going to go back to our yellow ochre and alizarin crimson. Get a bit bold. Throw in a bit of a design here. See what we think here. A bit of an arch. Definitely more light up there. Okay, I'm scraping a little bit off because I want more light here, but I want it toned down here so I can reuse it. I can't do that too many times because I'm going to kill the colors if I do. But just the odd stroke here and there, and the colors stay somewhat alive. Okay, now I'm going to clean my mixing area on my palette. And mix some fresh, clean color. That's going to be titanium white, yellow ochre. Whoops, that's too much titanium white. I'm not playing all my cards yet regarding value, but very close. Hint of alizarin crimson. That's bringing things to life, eh? How do you like that? coming into the fun part now. Well, the whole thing's fun, but add a little yellow, or add a little raw umber to it, because I want the color to die off now a little bit. Give me a bit of a feathery sky. By that I don't mean feather-shaped clouds. Just mean not too many hard lines. Sort of a low sun with some dark sky with some moisture underneath there in the form of what kind of clouds, I don't know. Okay. Now we're going to go in a few different directions now with our strokes. Just a little bit, just a few. And I'm going to bring that right, I'm going to join that with this other cloud here. There, they all want to lunge off to the right a little bit. We've got a bit of an airflow going on here. Makes these guys want to do all kinds of crazy things. Alright, now we'll take a little bit of ultramarine blue and white and just a hint of alizarin crimson. Not much, because I don't want to go too purple. I would like to make the blue the interesting thing, but that's too high a value. Okay, I'm putting it in, and I'm not going to end up with that much of it, but for the moment I like to have some in there. It's a little different way of doing things right now. So I have a fair bit of paint on the canvas, right? And if I had mixed that raw or that ultramarine blue with more alizarin crimson, we kind of would have lost the blue. The blue would have been gone completely, because as you can see, I'm working things around right now. That new purple would have gotten lost in the purple that I already have in places. So you don't think of knife painting as layering too often, but that's actually exactly what I'm doing right now. Somewhat carefully. That's a little too much of a... That's bright. That's bright. That might be too much. Gotta remember to breathe. Must remember to breathe. Now, we'll do a stand up and back up. This is above this? Nope. This is a little bit, feeling a little bit out of place. So let's smear it a little bit, just a bit. Okay. Okay, edge of the painting, weakening those lines just a bit. Don't always have to, but in this case I feel the need to do that a little bit. Okay. This is a bit of a central blob. I think I would like to what would I like to do? Finish the sentence, Phil. Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. Breaking up as it goes up to the right. Stealing from Peter to pay Paul now. Okay. Now we will bring in just a little more yellow over white. I think. You see how roughly I started this painting, and now I've really toned it down around these trees. Final touches on the sky. Okay, I'm cleaning my mixing area again. Scrape with the knife and wipe it with paper towel, toilet paper, your pant leg, your shirt, your favorite tea towel or your wife's favorite tea towel, whatever you have handy. I'll leave it up to you. So, mixing up some more white and yellow ochre now, but not much yellow ochre. No, I'm gonna have to do something about that. Boom, another jump. Another jump in chroma. Okay. Going back to our yellow ochre, a little bit of alizarin crimson. I have not handled this very well. Okay. Okay, I think that's likely something I should just leave alone now. If I see anything. As soon as he says I should leave it alone, he does something else. Keep that blade clean if you want to make clean strokes. Okay. Something else bothers me along the way, that's fine. I'll work on it then. But for the moment I would say we're doing okay. Okay, put that knife away for the time being. That was a large area. I'll switch over to this one now. I'm going to clean my palette away again. I don't want to clean it away. I almost said I'm going to clean my palette away, but you know, wouldn't make any sense. Give it a wipe. Okay, I like that sky. Warm and rich. Maybe a little bit busy right there. Yeah. Warm and rich. Hints of blue, hints of purple, pink. A bit of brown. Lots of places to look. For such a small sky. Okay, that's cleaned up enough for the moment. Now let's work our way closer. Let's play with the trees here a little bit. I'm going to use some cobalt blue and burnt sienna and white. I don't want too high a value in general on these bushes. I'll keep them a bit on the dark side. Especially where we come to the edge here. We want to avoid that. Let's just say we're going to have the odd highlight here and there, but not strong bushes. I'm really trying to make sure that I don't overmix what I'm doing right now. Too much white. Trying to get this in with a minimum number of strokes. But it'll take what it takes. It's okay. Holy mackerel. Not behaving very well on the palette. I'm not behaving very well on the palette. For some reason I keep digging the tip of the knife in, which will at some point probably lead to a broken knife. I really don't want that. I took a brush and made this line of the distant shore a little more obvious again, because I kind of lost it when I washed it in. So I really want to be able to see that. I think that's kind of an important line. I wanted to keep that guide there for my eyeballs. I would really prefer not to go over that line very much. If possible. Sorry, I say something and then mid-stroke, and then halfway through, once the stroke is done, then I resume my thought. Hope I'm not driving anybody too crazy with that. Getting a little bit lighter now as we get closer to this edge, because these trees will be darker again. A little bit anyway. Trying to make a design with my knife strokes, you know, something reasonably plausible, not feeling as though I have to paint every tree in, but just keep the nature of it tree-like. Tree-like, well, like a distant bank of trees. All right. Very simple palette back there. Okay. A little more weight, that's a little too much weight. Okay, how are we looking in general? I think we're looking not too bad. Take a little bit of raw umber. Okay, I gotta be careful. Very close to what we're doing right now. Okay, touch that raw umber again. A little bit of white. just hinting at maybe the odd tree trunk, you know? The odd dead trunk sticking up a little bit. Not too many. I don't want too many in there. Now what I'm going to do is take that brush back to the brush, and I'm going to back to this guy. I'm going to go back into my ultramarine blue and a little bit of raw umber, because now that I've gotten this far into the painting, I think I would like to extend the interest here, not just with water. I think I'm going to go back to putting some kind of a shape in here. I'm not exactly sure what. That's not a big deal. I think I would like something. While we're at it, why don't we just reintroduce this, because I knew I wanted to do something here as well. Okay. Now, that's going to go into the water. No, that's below that one. That's not too smart. I should have paid attention to that as a possibility. Do I want that? Nope, that's blocking the vision a little too much. Try again, Phil. Just try again. Maybe I'll come straight down like that. And more like that. Yeah, you know, let's... That could do the job. Still a little bit on the fence. Yeah, I don't like it. I do not like it. away with you. You know, maybe I'll just do something small. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Small and cute and fuzzy like a kitten. Okay. Well, let's take some of these colors and lay them in our water. That'll let us outline our stone here right away, or our shoreline. Get that V opposing the other V again. Well, let's just see. Let's just see how it looks. Okay, we'll go with a hint of ultramarine blue here, and those are in crimson. Add that to our pile, because we want to tone off as we go off to the edge here. We want to knock it down a little bit. Take some of that vim and vigor away. Oops, ran out of paint. Now, I think we're okay in this spot. I think we'll do fine with that. What I would like to do is go back to a bit of a cleaner color, closer to the shore. Again, tapering off as we get towards the edge here. Okay. Let me just give my cleanse my palate. Winedrinkers aren't the only people who have to do that. Okay, now we're going to go back to some white and some yellow ochre. Loaded my knife a little too heavily in spots. Not a big deal. Okay, I got a lot of tiny strokes there. Let's try to strengthen this up a little bit. I go through a lot of toilet paper. Loaded it too much again. Will I ever learn? Alright, let's just pretend that that looks perfect, even if it doesn't. Getting too cowardly. I know there will be some of you who enjoy this very slow videos, and there will be some of you who think it's like watching grass grow, but I'm doing this in general for those who paint themselves and can maybe get something useful from it. I'm getting caught up in detail, as you can see. I keep revisiting the water because I'm not happy, and before you know it, I'm going to have some pretty bad water on my hands. Shaky little applications. Okay, I think that's good. Well, I got kind of carried away again and forgot that I was supposed to be recording things. So I got a little ahead of things here, but you know, now you don't have to listen to me drone on about every second of painting. Drone on? Yeah, I guess that's the word. Moan on? Okay, let's stop droning. If it's drivel, is it still droning? Anyway, this is ultramarine blue. I'm going to show a little bit of blue coming from the sky. It's not reflecting from the sky. It's just, I mean, not technically. It's really just picking up some of those colors. I would like a mix of these blues and purples, you know, using up this stuff here. A very, very loose and inarticulate reflection of sky colors. But I think I can't go too far in that direction now because, you know, flip this upside down and we're running out of shadow. A couple of highlights maybe, but other than that, we're going to need to get a little bit lighter. And that's chrome is a little too high there. And yeah, most of the strokes in the water are, you know, vertical. I'm not seeing a problem with that really. I hope not. I've never heard anybody complain. Okay. Well, yesterday's video was something like 45 minutes, and we're sure going to beat that one today, aren't we? Okay, I'm not going to stay this high value down here. We're gonna tone it down because it is, as usual, towards the bottom of the painting. So yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, and blue, ultramarine blue. We are going to stay with that dirtyish purple. I'm going to add a little bit of white to it. How's that? Yeah, okay. I think that's do the job more or less. Give it a little higher value, just a bit, and I'll add a little more ultramarine blue so we stay cool. Their colors. Okay, I went a bit redder there, but that's alright. It's so easy to fixate on things, eh? If you worry about tiny details in a painting, especially when I'm showing you a video of me painting it, Or if you're painting yourself, if you're sitting right in front of it and you notice something that kind of bothers you, back up, because that's where it's going to eventually be viewed from. Back up, or change your medication. One or the other. Okay, so that's a gradual raising of values, not much in the way of chroma. All right, scrape a little bit of that off of my palette, and we'll go back into our yellow ochre. And whoops, that was way too much alizarin crimson. Keep it toned down. Keep it toned down. How is that? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Bit of a greenish look to it. Suits me fine. Clean the knife. Pick up some of that. Reassert your line. Okay. Now, let's take just some yellow ochre. I'm going to stay kind of toned down below that rock. I don't know that I'm going to reflect a shadow or an accurate shape of this. I don't really want to do that. But if I stick with these high values below this rock, that rock will not appear to be anchored in the water, it'll appear to be floating. So we need to be careful of that, at least a little bit. Careful, mindful of it. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. Okay, I like the colors in the water. And until I'm ready to commit to the land, I may just hold off, you know. I haven't gone quite up to where the water meets the land. I know there will be maybe the odd fleck of highlighting along there. But what I'm going to do is, as I've done on many of my videos, I'm just going to clean up that edge. Take extra paint off, take the ridges off so that when I go back into it with the knife, they're not a problem. And something else. This is fairly dark back here, and I don't mind if this, not that value, but something a little lighter or higher chroma heads off in this direction a little more. So let's mix up. Again, now I'm just going to use cobalt blue, a bit of alizarin crimson. Because I'm painting onto what is already a painted surface with some purple in it, I'm not worried about, like, the alizarin crimson and the cobalt blue will calm down. It'll be knocked down a notch by the colors that are underneath it. But I kind of like this, you know, this band from the bottom of this rock to the following shore to stay a little bit higher in value. working on a very wet surface now, obviously. And I may just have to stop myself because I might be getting kind of weak right now with my decisions, or with my colors. I might give that appearance of weak water. Let me see, let's go down with a shot or two right here. Kind of careful with that. Okay, just picking up some of this, turning it down. We don't want too much. We want a bit. We do want a little bit. Rolling my knife slightly so that the shape changes a little bit as I go. And we come down here. Now we want to maybe something a little broader, eh? Oops, that's a little strong, but it's okay. Shape the underside of it a bit. Just a bit. Yeah, that's just, oh, that's strong. There, it's toned down a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to have to leave that sit for the moment. I want to back up to my vantage point and mull it over. Okay, I think I finally got the water done. I made the mistake that I always make. I had too many bits of reflection here and there. I removed all of it, and I just kept playing with the paint. It was wet and wet, but that's okay. Using a knife, you can get away with some of that. So I just, instead of a whole bunch of little bits of reflection, it's a small painting. Very simple. Keep this simple. So I laid in one strong one, a tiny one against the rocks, but just one strong one, you know, and then off the tip of the rock here. I think that's going to do the job. I'm calling that done. So now, all we have is this bit of landmass and a few trees. I think it's coming. It's been a very good day.